Lord Sugar, I wasn't the project manager. You're very welcome back to Ireland AM. He faced off with Lord Alan Sugar in the boardroom. So surely he won't be scared of a good grilling from us. I'm putting on my Alan Sugar face.
Can I have your Oliver again? Was that you doing
it's always the project
Lisa,
manager always
can I have
gets it in
some
the neck.
more?
The project manager always gets it in the neck. It's always the same way. Like if I was ever on the show, I'd be like, there's no way
I'm ever going to be a project manager.
No thanks.
Jordan Dargan, good morning. How are you? It's lovely to have you here.
I'm doing great. Pleasure to be here.
It's lovely to have you here. We are going to take a quick look at your best bits from The Apprentice.
Jordan, a seed of an idea. Nothing wrong in that. A lot of businesses started from a seed of an idea.
At the beginning of this process, you said you're looking for someone with that entrepreneurial spirit. I've got it running through my veins.
I want you to create a brand new banking app.
I obviously work in the creative space and 3D animation, so I do have a bit of insight, and I'm very confident in my ability.
Are we in agreement, guys? Jordan, project manager?
The boss has arrived.
You know what, Jordan? I'm very impressed in the manner in which you have worked your way through this process, and I don't do this with many people. I wish you very, very well, and I want you to get in touch with me when you feel that you've moved to the next level, but it is regretful that you're fired.
Wow, that is the nicest firing I think we've ever seen on that show.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It's it was. I wasn't even thinking about the fire, and I was thinking about what I was going to text him later that day.
Because he gave you his own, his private number, like his direct line.
Yeah, direct line to the big man. I think that's what anyone goes on for. They go for the investment, of course, but Lord Sugar and his mentoring, and you know, I've got that now, so I see it as a win. I absolutely see it as a win.
We were
Did
talking
you text
about
you before the show this morning, or did you text him? Did you say, I'll be watching Ireland today?
No, we're not quite there yet.
I know, I was saying, we were talking about chat-up lines earlier on. Were you like, you up? Texting Alan Sugar. Did you text him later on that? Did you text him?
I waited till I got back to the hotel, yeah.
Okay, so you did wait.
Waited till I got back to the hotel, so about 40 minutes, yeah.
And then you did be like, Harry, it's Jordan.
I waited a little bit, and I basically just thanked him for such a great opportunity. You know, this for me was a dream. 15 years in the making from when I was a kid to even get on the show. So to go and get the digits at the end of it was amazing. It was, you know, he's given me that and he showed faith in me, so I thanked him for it. And we've been back and forth for the last year. You know, we filmed it in April. So
a year ago.
Filmed it a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've had to keep it up until this week.
Yeah.
You've been like, you haven't been able to say anything about how you got on in the show, and even up until they started broadcasting it, you weren't allowed to tell anyone that you're going to be on it.
Yeah, and look, you have people saying, you're going to be fired next week. Get him off the show. He's rubbish. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Keep saying. I knew where I went. I knew how I ended. So, yeah, it's been difficult. People are asking me, you know, how did you do? You can't tell anyone.
Can't tell anyone. Because you've done incredibly well. Came third.
Yeah, 21 years old to come third. I think I was the first Irishman to make the interviews even, you know. So to get that far and to make some Irish history, I was
brilliant.
I was proud to do that.
Awesome. Yeah. So just the lay of the land right now then. So you're out this week. So there's still 2 left. You came third, so still left in the show.
And the final's always a great episode because the candidates all come back. So I'm in the final episode still helping, you know, one of them get the win.
One of them get the
You'll have to watch it. You'll have to watch it. But
see, my thing about this show is, as you said there, you filmed this last April. And you film, how long were you in the house for?
About 2.5, 3 months.
Like, it's a big chunk of your life, right? That you've gone over to do this.
Huge chunk.
So what is it like? Are they waking you up at... Like, there's no way girls will be woken up at 4 a.m. and they have to be ready to go out the door 20 minutes later.
Night, yeah.
I'm telling you, face to face, we have 20 minutes to get ready. You get woken up with a camera in your face. Guys, wake up, we've got 20 minutes to get ready. And you genuinely have 20 minutes. Now, you get downstairs, you guys know how TV works. You have to get mic'd up.
Yeah.
You have to get a bit of brekkie, whatever. But in terms of getting ready, you have to be in the kitchen ready in 20 minutes. Absolutely.
And out the door. And you have no indication as to what the challenge is going to be, what the task is going to be this week.
They tell you where you're going. That's it. So you have to guess based off that.
So, as Ray said, on this show, when you put your hand up and you want to be project manager, you are in the firing line.
Yep.
And you kept putting your hand up wanting to be project manager.
Yeah, I think at the start you saw, look, I was 21, I was the youngest in there. I think a lot of people saw me as you know, the young kid. Don't let him near the fine china. Don't let him, mess with the project too much. Just keep him there, whatever. As it went on, confidence grew. I think the people in there saw that, and I was able to become project manager for the first time, and I won. I think we got half a million investment, and the other team got nothing. So I earned my stripes when I did it. Yeah.
Do you think you earned the trust of the other players as well? I mean, there needs to be an element of that in order to be a leader, to be a project manager. They need to trust you.
I earned the trust of them, but I think Lord Sugar saw as well that, okay, this kid's growing into the process. He's growing in his confidence, and I'm liking that. I think he saw a piece of himself in me, and that's why at the end there he saw I got the digits, and yeah, that's all he's looking for. He doesn't want someone who comes in and is the final product. He wants to see your growth throughout and see who you are beneath it all.
And is that something that, because, it was mentioned a lot that you were the youngest contestant on the show. It's something that you're talking about it here as though, I'm not set in my ways. I'm malleable. I know what I like, but was it an advantage that you can change quicker? Was that something that you saw as sort of a superpower of yours when it came to this?
I've had a lot of young people come up to me since filming and saying, I didn't even think this was an option. I didn't think entrepreneurship or any of that was an option for me. I go to school, go to college, get a job, and that's it. And seeing you go on has made me realise it is. All my life I was told, don't worry about it, you're young, you can worry about that later. And I'm like, age doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you have a dream, you need to believe in that, hold on to it. And you're one action, one phone call, one interview away from making that a reality. So that's what it's about. It's not about me being young. It's about showing the other young Irish girls and boys that you can go out there and build a business or do whatever you want to be.
That's amazing. What happened? Why third is brilliant, but you could still be in the final two. What was his reasons, or what did he not like?
I'm at peace with it because I feel like his reasoning was I was there too soon. My business was 8 months old.
But you're too young.
It pretty much. I was there too soon, is what he said. So I can live with that, knowing I've done everything I can do within the process. I've gone in there, I've looked the part, I've spoke very, very well, and anything else wouldn't have really mattered because that was his reason, and yeah, I can live with that.
There was a lot. I remember there was a lot going on when at the task when you had to get the lads' gym gear. And you decided to go with a crop top and a skirt, and there was a lot of questioning over this. There was a lot of, and again, I think for someone your age, when you're talking about gender roles and how they're constructed, it was just an interesting take on it. But it did cause friction with someone else being like, well, I'm involved in this. Like, that sort of real friction, that it felt like there was friction between you and another teammate. Was it real?
Yeah,
was it real?
Yeah, there was real. Me and that candidate were very, very close, very, very close. And up until that task, that really did cause issues. But I think it was an interesting topic because I am someone who went through quite an abusive childhood. My dad was quite abusive to me, and that's what I was trying to champion, guys opening up about that and speaking about these issues, not being afraid to. I never spoke about it, ever. And that's what I was trying to champion. And Amir kind of said, well, you're championing for men to open up and speak more, but then why are you so against the men who would wear a skirt or something doing that? And that even made me think. So I think it's having these conversations is good, and opening up these ways of thinking. And I was like, you know what the heck, let's give it a shot.
Another confrontation you haven't been shying away from. You've been sharing some of the abuse that you've received on social media, you've been receiving the abuse on social media, but you've been resharing and addressing that as well.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? You're just taking it on directly.
I think at the beginning of the show, and I've said this, I grew a lot on the show, but I think outside of the show, since it's been airing, I grew a lot as well. And at the beginning, I cared way too much about what people thought. I cared about their opinions, their good comments, their bad comments, whatever. And yeah, I got a lot of stick at the beginning from people saying I'm not Irish, I'm not this, or whether I was rubbish on the show, whatever it was. But I've just learned to you guys probably get it. It's all noise, It's keyboard warriors, and you just have to ignore it. But unfortunately, that still is an issue today that a lot of people of colour do deal with.
Yeah. And I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, first of all. To go through that sort of noise, as you call it, it can be really deeply troubling. But having a difficult childhood with your father, that can affect people greatly. Like, it's a huge part of who you are.
Yeah.
You're only young. Like, how has that turned you into the person that you are, being able to stand up for yourself?
I think it's shaped me, and it's made me into the perfectionist I am in some weird ways. You know, it was a very harsh upbringing, but I think it actually, in some weird ways, made me who I am. And it's one of these things where I think bad things happen, but you have to get on with it. You know, you have to get on with life, and yeah, for me, it's definitely. I probably have some things that I'm still dealing with from it, some traumas and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you can't just sit around and.
Do you have to deal with him at all?
No, he's not really a part of my life anymore.
Yeah.
We don't speak, but yeah, it's one of them things where you just have to get on with life, and life will throw stuff your way. We've all had a difficult upbringing. We've all had a difficult point in life, but that can't be the reason that you don't chase your dreams.
Yeah. I have to say, what are you, 22 now? Is it?
22 now, yeah.
I have to say, all credit to you for understanding, particularly the element about the noise, that you're learning it now, and there's plenty of kids that can learn that from you as soon and as early as possible about the noise, because you can spend your whole life...
They won't
thinking
say
about
it in the real world, I'll tell you that much.
That's it.
They'll
Yeah.
say it on social media, they'll never say it to your face, so just always have that in the back of your mind, yeah.
I wanted to give a quick shout out and a fair play and a huge congratulations. Rendify Studios and Tap are your two businesses.
Yeah.
They're still going, right?
Yeah, so TAPP.ie.
TAPP.ie.
That's my card. It's a business card. Load it with any link, and then you tap it on a phone, and it takes them straight to the link. So that's the new product that I've just launched.
Awesome.
And Rendify Studios, all CGI ads. That's obviously what I went on the show with for the investment. It's my baby. You know, I taught myself everything about it on YouTube. I didn't go to college. I didn't have any further education in it. It was all self-taught. And that's the beauty of the internet. You know, we live in a day and age where I genuinely believe, with enough time, I can reach the level of a college graduate from YouTube in anything.
And they're still going. You're working away.
Both of them still going.
Both of them
still working away. Yeah.
Good man.
While I'm not on the telly.
Well, he's not on the telly. He's busy. Yeah.
Go and make another million in the next 20 minutes. Jordan, lovely to meet you, sir.
Absolutely.
Cheers,
Pleasure to have you on.
congrats.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Look at this. Look at this lovely
soft
suit.
jacket.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Stunning.
A pleasure.
Cheers, man.
Thank
Pleasure
you
to
so
meet you
much.
too. Thank you so
Jordan Dargan,
much.
thanks a million for coming in. And still to come, we've got some Easter-themed outfits on the catwalk.
Yeah, because it's Easter week. And we'll also be taking on the ultimate test as we ask, are you smarter than a 6th class student? We'll find that out after this. Stay with us.